Hi Josh, we're down at Scott HQ, UK HQ up in Newcastle. I keep saying down, we're actually up, definitely up for me. We're just having a look round and you were telling me about the foil, which I believe Alistair and Johnny Brownlee are luckily going to be getting one.
They are indeed this week. The brothers should get one of these bikes each, hopefully get some miles in testing them. Hopefully put a lot of minds to rest about disc brakes being slow and heavy. Hopefully those guys can prove that wrong.
So the biggest upgrade is actually the disc brakes instead of the rim brakes?
Yeah, so the frame itself hasn't changed an awful lot. The disc brake frame is 40 grams heavier than the normal rim brake, and that basically is the weight is in the rear chainstay here. A lot of reinforcement for the braking forces, but also on the front, you can see if I turn the bar, you've got these really nice integrated calipers which the carbon fork molds around. In actual fact, the fork is a little bit lighter than a normal fork because you don't have to build up the area around the bridge for the caliper. Speaking of the forks and the wheels, the bike comes with the new Zip 303 NSWs, and they've got a 28mm tyre, but there's actually clearance for a 30mm tyre, which is becoming more and more popular on road bikes. Especially, this is the same frame, but the rim brake version that Matt Heyman won the 2016 Paris-Roubaix on. So it's a very comfortable bike, but also very aerodynamic. So what makes it the most comfortable is that how the carbon's laid up. So you'll have a slightly different carbon weave in the head tube to make the head tube really stiff. And the same with the bottom bracket area, which allows for power transfer straight from the cranks. And then also you've got a really low seat tube, which provides all the comfort.
And you were saying there's no skewers on the front of the bike?
There's no skewers on the front of the bike, no. So the axles on this new disc bike, that skewer can just pop out like that, and that's a T25 Torx tool on the end, which you can also tighten your handlebars with. So speaking of the axles, that pops back in there. The pitch thread on the axles is 1.5, so it makes wheel changes really quick. So you can put your axle back in, a few turns and it's tight, which is ideal for a race situation.
And I noticed the head tube is obviously very different.
Yeah, so this is the Syncross Aero stem. So it's a bar and stem molded into one piece of carbon, which makes it super light, but also really aero. So if you look from the front, that cuts through the air, nice and crisp. Another thing on the steering, so the foil uses a 1.25 inch steerer, just to provide maximum stiffness at the front end, as opposed to 1 1/8 inch. And then you've got these nice aero headset spacers, which ties in nicely with the bike.
Great, looking good. And it comes with Dura-Ace Zip wheels.
Dura-Ace Di2, yeah, hydraulic brakes and Zip wheels. Everything else on the bike is Syncross branded, so same as what the Brownlee brothers use. So the Aero one-piece bar and stem, the RR1 saddle, which is carbon rail and carbon injected base, and also the seat post, which is specific to the foil.